Coach, one of your biggest takeaways after North Carolina was talking about Jonas, how he should have some confidence after what he'd been through. He comes back the very next game, has a career high in points. I mean, what does that say about a kid listening to his coach?
Well, again, I think that you got to give a lot of credit to Jonas, but his teammates too. I mean, you know, we've talked about it with our team, establishing an inside-out game as much as we can, but you know, we still haven't had a great night yet where I think shooting the ball from the perimeter the way I think we're capable of, but if we can get the ball in there to him, and we think Tobey can score in there, we think JP, Cade, those guys, tonight's the first time I can remember that we've actually played with the two big guys at one time, but proud of Jonas. He should expect a lot from himself because I tell him all the time he has no idea how dominant he can be, and on both ends of the court, and his teammates believe in him, and when he does and fights for his space inside, I think he's a difficult handle for people, and then, you know, we certainly have confidence in him shooting the ball facing when he gets his spots on the floor and shots that he practiced.
Is Josiah playing at the highest level he's ever played, and what's allowing him to do so, if you think so?
I think maturity, and you know, Joe's been around a long time, and he understands the game, and he understands what we're trying to do, and but I just think that he and Santi coming back, you know, we expect a lot from him. Mostly, we talked about early in the year, their leadership, but Josiah has, I mean, he played at an extremely high level in Hawaii, and I thought North Carolina was the one guy that carried that over and really played too many minutes, but he still fought through it, and he just gives us a different dimension. We got to get, when we're playing with a smaller lineup, we got to get more rebounding from not just, I mean, I think he's trying to go most of the time. When we're at that lineup, we got to get our wings to go make it up when we don't have two big guys out there.
Ryan and Mike over there. You guys doubled y'all's assist average on the season tonight. Just what led to y'all moving the ball so well?
Again, I think playing the right way. You know, I told him at halftime, I thought we took 3 shots in the first half from the perimeter that I didn't think were good shots. Guys searching it out. We don't have to search out shots. If we do the right thing and play the right way, we're going to get looks. I think we had a chance to be versatile. And you think tonight we scored 87 points against a team that really tries to control the first half. I think they pretty much called a set every time down the court. And, you know, when you look at the pace that we play on offense, where we're ranked in the country, I think it's up in the somewhere around 20 and under, but then defensively we're up in the 300s because we make people play long possessions, and they're a good basketball team. I mean, we knew they could shoot it, but we also knew they would count on their isolations. I thought once we settled in defensively and started getting our hands, Shaq came in and came up with 5 quick deflections that were important, and we did rebound the ball better in the second half on our misses. But when we're playing the way that we want to play, moving the ball, we expect to assist on a lot of our baskets.
Yeah, Rick, how much of Josiah's success is about shot selection? It seems like he's far less reliant on the three-point shot than he's been in the past couple seasons.
Well, I look at him when he's really playing his best basketball offensively. I would call him a connector. You know, he connects the offense. Again, you would expect it with his experience that he knows when to shoot it. He knows the flow of the game. He knows if he has an advantage where he can get down inside. And, you know, we're asking him to do different things there. If he feels like he can get up and shoot, again, shots that he works on, we expect him to do it. If not, different things he can do coming out of the post. But he sees the court. I do. I think he's starting to really see the court in a way that you'd expect him as time goes on, and I think the game has slowed down for him a lot offensively, where he really, you know, a lot of guys out there can only see 2 or 3 things. When you get a guy that can see 10 guys and 8, 9 guys, it really, those guys can connect the whole offense together, and I do think Josiah is starting to see the court in a great way.
Freddie, in his limited minutes tonight, what were your thoughts on what he did in his return?
Again, I think he's got to get out there and get more comfortable. Freddie's going to again, he's going to go through some tough growing pains, understanding that it's harder than he probably thinks it's going to be. Taking care of the ball. People are going to press up on him as they did tonight, and going to the basket. Probably in high school he'd have made that layup, but he didn't. And he's working his way back. He's the only guy that we knew we were going to limit some minutes to tonight. But he's going to learn. I mean, he's young. He's realizing what it's about, I think. And I think defensively he's trying. He's got to learn how to not be screened. But I do think he's putting an effort there. And now he's just got to continue to get smarter in terms of understanding what's coming, have more anticipation. He's a good passer. I thought he threw a great pass to Jonas there when Jonas got, that should have been a layup. Jonas slowed down, but Freddie led him perfectly, and Freddie's a good passer. And when he settles in and he wants to, think pass first, he can see over a lot of people, and he's got a really soft touch with his passes, and it'll come down to him understanding from a point guard position when he should get aggressive and when he shouldn't.
Ryan, Reese, Grant, kind of going back to sharing the ball, you mentioned that you think you're at the best offensively when guys aren't forcing things. How much of improving there do you think has been about being able to get everybody healthy, get all these new pieces kind of mesh on the field?
Well, it is. I mean, it's been difficult because, I mean, even coming into here, you guys were here yesterday. I mean, Dalton did a little bit, Jordan did a little bit, but they didn't do anything on, I think, Sunday. And players need practice. Very, very few guys can, you get in a rhythm. And you go back to Josiah, I think that's one thing. I think he's been in a really good rhythm in practice. But I think when you don't get the reps you normally get, I thought Dalton and Jordan were okay tonight. Just they needed to stay. They wanted to play, and but I thought Dalton was again took a couple shots he shouldn't have taken. And again, when it's one thing when he's making them, but he shouldn't have to settle. And Jordan is great moving without the ball. We put him down there in the little kind of triangle type offense where he really moves well without the ball, and got some good screens from his teammates. But we're still, I think the biggest thing is understanding, and I came in saying we played the game the right way. I thought for the most part guys really did try to do that, but we don't have to shoot a quick hurried three. We're too good of an offensive team to feel that we have to do that, and we're still early in the season. But I also think the competition we've played has made us look at a lot of different things and find out about a lot of different guys. But we know where we got to get better, and we're going to have to do it.
Coach, you said in the past that Jahmai has been pressing. How does he not press, and how do you instill confidence into him?
I think if Jahmai would just be who he is, I mean, one, I definitely have confidence in his shooting. I think he's worked as hard as anybody. I just know this, he's another guy that can impact a game without taking a shot. And, I mean, he can guard, he's competitive. I do think that he's still mentally trying to find his way on the offensive end. And it goes back, I told Dalton, and I told him, I was really proud of Cam Carr tonight because he went in North Carolina, played 10 seconds because he had no idea what he was doing. I thought he made one of the best plays we've had all year when I'm telling you, a week ago he had to jack that shot up. And you know what? And I would have been okay with it because, I mean, he was open and he had worked a little bit. He just didn't come off the bench. But then he made a great play, and it just showed his ability. That was an unbelievable pick find because he can pass the ball. And I think the biggest thing is, again, with Shaq and Dalton. I told Dalton the same thing, man, just play the right way. Just move the ball and get lost in the game and do what you do well. And I have the ultimate confidence in Jahmai Mashack. I really do. But we're a different team than we were a year ago. I think Santi and Joe would tell you they love the addition of those two older guys. But I would tell you those two guys, and I told them tonight, they've got to continue to get better defensively. And as much as we need them to think offensively, they need to get better. And as the season goes on, people always try to go after your guys you think can score. I thought Santi settled in tonight. Thought he made a couple really good basketball plays, and I thought Zakai was really good. He could have shot the ball a few more times, but he is really working to lead this team. And so again, I just talk about playing the right way, and I think that we've got a group, when they do that, we can continue to get better.
Grant West, and we'll go to Caleb and Noah for the last two. How much did you guys need this going into the Illinois game, and how better prepared are you for Illinois because of what you guys have been through early on here?
I don't know. It'll be interesting. I mean, they're a hard-nosed physical team, as you would expect. It's going to be a hard-fought basketball game. I mean, great basketball coach and great scheme. Physicality is going to be there. I mean, I know they're going to play extremely hard, and I have confidence in our guys. But it's basically, you think about it, it's going to be our fourth or fifth ranked game in less than 10 games, and I still believe it's going to help us in the long run. But you're basically talking about a conference game here in December. I don't think there's any question in the next year or two we're going to be playing like the Big Ten, a conference game this time of year. I think the Big Ten opened up tonight, didn't they, with conference? I think it's going to happen to us, so might as well get used to it and know that it's going to be a tough, hard-fought game.
You spoke about it a moment ago, but with Zakai, in Chapel Hill, it looked like his plus-minus numbers, his energy, both were pretty solid. And then tonight, 28, 29 minutes. Where is he in the process of kind of getting back to what you and what he wants to be?
Well, again, I think that, and you guys have watched him play, you know, he is such a competitive person, and his DNA, I mean, there is no doubt in my mind the entire time he was out, he truly thought he would be able to walk back out on the court and pick up exactly where he was. And I kept telling him it's not going to happen. You can't miss 7, 8 months, even as hard as you worked in the gym to get healthy. But also, I mean, he worked on a lot of different things. As much as they would let him go, he went up 100%. But still, you can't miss that much. And he came back, and again, because of who he is, I mean, he's like a fire that just wants to roll and go. And he was trying way too hard. I mean, he was trying to do too much, but he didn't do it out of being selfish. He just did it out of that's just how he thinks. You know, I got to help my team. I got to do this. I got to do that. But again, I thought the second half of North Carolina, he started settling in, and now he what did he have tonight? I didn't really look at his numbers. 6 assists and 1 turnover? I think that'll go up. I mean, he had a couple where he made some good passes and we didn't knock down the shot, but he wants to be a point guard. And I thought tonight, I might have said it, I've said it to Bob if I didn't say it to you guys, that he actually turned down a couple shots that a week ago he wouldn't have, and tonight, if he had a shot at tonight, I'm not sure I would have been upset with it, but he definitely wasn't thinking that. And I know he was seeing the court tonight, trying to get everyone involved. And do I think he's back 100%? I don't. Is he going to get closer to it? He will. But I think just mentally and emotionally, I think he's getting into a good place, knowing that what I said to him earlier, it's going to take a little time, but he's trying. And obviously we need him to be the player that we know he can be, and there's no doubt he'll get there.
Caleb and Noah to wrap.
Coach, what did you think about Tobey tonight and his return from the ankle injury?
Well, he's a difference maker. When again, I wasn't happy with his, and I told him in the first half, you can't shoot those shots if you don't have your balance. You just can't throw it up there. And when he does the things that we ask him to do, he can be a high-level scorer. Offensively, or offensive rebounding, he's as good as there is. And when he's focused there, he's great at it. He goes and gets it. But again, it all goes back to consistency, not with Tobey, but with every one of our players. Can we consistently know that we're going to get what we need to get every time we go out?
Right here. I know you were asked about this yesterday, talked a little bit about it, but Santi's response, you know, in practice and then tonight, what'd you kind of think of that after that North Carolina game?
Well, again, I mean, the guys would tell you, I was not very happy with practice yesterday. I wasn't. They knew that last night. We had our last team meeting, and there's no doubt they knew exactly how I felt. And didn't speak to any one of them during shoot around today, and I thought they were great during shoot around. I thought, again, I expect Santi and Josiah and Zakai to lead this team. I expect it to come from them, and when things aren't going well in practice, I expect them to be the voice. But if I have to be, I will. But and I'm going to do what I do every day. But I thought tonight, those guys, and I got to give them credit. I thought they were locked in. I thought they had everybody else locked in. And again, we just won a game against a good basketball team, and they were a confident team coming in, a well-coached team. But do I like the way Santi responded today? I did. I like the way Joe responded. I didn't think the older guys were very good in practice yesterday. And I do hold those guys at a very high level. We've been together a long time. They know what our expectations are as a program. They know that it's always going to be about us and what we do every single day and what we do in the game. The lights come on. And I don't want to waste any time this time of year at not getting better.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you, guys.